Hey guys, what is up, and I welcome each and every one of you to a relatively quick new League of Legends video. And I want to make this video talking about two new items that actually just recently hit the PBE server. One of them is called Atma's Reckoning, one of them is called the Spear of Shojin. And I want to show you guys not only the items, but show you kind of, I guess, gameplay examples of these items as well. Now, right before we get into that, I want to show you guys quickly the post made by Rito Games over here. Let me go ahead and zoom that in for you guys a little bit over here. So check it out, right? So they talk about Spear of Shojin, and they essentially talk about the idea behind this item, right? So this item is intended to help champions that build a lot of AD rather than defensive items survive in the middle of fights, which, I mean, okay, so my issue with these kind of items, right? These items are meant for fighters, and they essentially reward you for building tanky, which I think they give you AD for building tanky, well, at least Atmas especially, which I think is one of the worst things in League of Legends personally, similar to like Titanic Hydra. I absolutely hate those items. But anyways, a lot of champions are capable of bursting one enemy, so, you know, for instance, maybe like Riven, but they often sacrifice their life to do so, which I kind of disagree, not for fighters. This item will offer survivability in that scenario, enabling them to escape or begin attacking the next target. The range for activation is pretty small, so we're not expecting this item to be good for most marksmen. This icon is temporary, a new one is coming, right? So that's the Spear of Shojin item, kind of a TLDR of, you know, what they're trying to do with it, which, again, right here, you can see what it actually does. What does it do? Let's read it together. Well, you can't really see it there, so let's go ahead and do it here in a second. My camera's covering it. Let's put it up here. Perfect. Spear of Shojin. What do you get for 3,000 gold, 65 AD, 200 health? So it's like another Black Cleaver and 10% CDR. Okay, it's like, you know, it's very similar to Black Cleaver stats, right? Now, the passive is really interesting. First of all, it has several passives. The first of which is reduce damage from champion attacks and abilities by 10 plus 15% of bonus attack damage. Why? Well, why does that even exist? That is disgustingly. Good luck killing them as an AD. If you're an ADC, good luck killing them as an ADC. You're not going to kill them. You have a fighter that will not only probably one-shot you, but will probably be tankier than a tank because of this item. So good luck killing a Riven or something, or like a Fiora with this item. That's not going to happen, honestly. It just is not going to happen. And then you have unique passive. When near at least 3... Oh yeah, by the way, it gets even worse. When near at least 3 enemy champions, attack to gain a Dragonheart. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell is Dragonheart? Well, Dragonheart, fellow summoners, is this. Block 200% more damage for 6 seconds. Refreshes on a takedown. 200% more damage for 6 seconds. That's more than enough time for a champion like Riven, a champion like Fiora, a champion like, I don't know, Darius, I don't know, something like that. You know, the first champions that come to my mind is like Riven, Fiora. Those are like those two fighter champions that can build tanky and still probably one-shot you because Riven's ult gives your AD, right? That's the first item. Now let's take a look at the second item that Rito Games has decided to implement to League of Legends. Let's take a look what they did here. So it's called Atma's Reckoning. A familiar face in different form. Heavier fighters are generally forced to stop scaling their offense to build survivability. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's okay. This item will help them remain a big threat throughout the whole game, trading off some survivability to do so. No, it really doesn't do that actually at all. It doesn't trade off survivability to do that whatsoever, because this gives you 30 MR and 30 magic resistance, and it gives you defensive stats for how much AD you've built already, which is like weird, right? And it doesn't end there. Okay, before we go on to the next stuff, let's actually look at this item in game, right? So Atma's, whatever it's called, Atma something, Reckoning. What does this do? Okay, so for 2,900 gold, which is honestly a little bit on the expensive side, but it's not too bad at all. 25 AD, not a lot, but, I mean, they say you sacrifice. Okay, 25 AD, 30 armor, 30 MR, which is like, obviously it's not that much AD. This will give you a lot more defensive stats than it is giving you offensive stats. However, looking at the passive, for each second in combat with enemy champions, turrets, or epic monsters, gain attack damage equal to 0.5% up to 2.5%, which is, you know, in this case will be 60, which is like the base, extra AD. Now, if you actually go, just like for like a very rough demonstration, if you just go this plus full Warmogs, right? Just as a rough demonstration, just to give you guys a rough idea. Right now I'm sitting at 140 AD, right? This is giving me plus 25. You can see here plus 25, right? Attack this. Let's see what happens. We're attacking this, and look at the thing just stack up. And now it's fully stacked. We're at 330 AD. Obviously, this is a little bit of a, you know, not a normal build, right? You're not gonna have 5 Warmogs plus an Atmas in a normal game. But it does show you the potential that it can give. 155 extra AD. You guys can't see it, unfortunately. My camera's blocking. But it's giving me, it says 31 attack damage up to 155 attack damage, obviously based on my, you know, max HP. In this case, it's giving me 155 extra AD, which obviously is a lot. Now, I mean, let's do like maybe a bit more of a normal build, right? Let's see how maybe, you know, how Riven might actually build. So let's say she'll go for armor boost. You'll go for probably a Black Cleaver. There's no question about that. You'll go for Black Cleaver without question whatsoever, right? And now that this item exists, Rivens will probably be much more like, you know, they'll want to build these like tankier items a lot more. So maybe they'll go for a Sterix Gauge. That seems like a pretty good item. Maybe, you know what, maybe they have like this, maybe they have an Ashe in the enemy team or something. Go for a Randomant just to be extra tanky, because you really don't need much more damage. And then you can maybe top it off with, let's say you went for, you know, a little bit of lane dominance, and you went for Youmuu's, let's say, just a Youmuu's, right? So now what do you have? You have 293 AD, which is a lot. You're pretty damn tanky. Actually, you're very, very tanky, right? I have 3.4k HP. I have 300 AD. I pop my ultimate. I have 351 AD. Let's attack and stack up the Atmas, and we're sitting at what? We're sitting at 472 AD with Conqueror, having 3.5k HP, 200 armor, and almost 100 MR. You're not gonna be killing her. Look at her shield. Like, I mean, you're not gonna be killing this anytime soon. Like, this is gonna be a hard champion to kill, man. I mean, again, this is just a rough demonstration of how you can build her, but this is not a champion you'll be killing very easily, right? But anyway, let's continue on, because they did a couple more changes, really small ones. Sterix Gauge, they changed it around, so instead of giving 50% base AD, it now gives you 50% base AD as bonus AD. And the reasoning for that is as follows. The way Sterix Gauge is currently built, it's either balanced on Triforce champions and weak on everyone. Okay, I wouldn't say it's balanced on Triforce champions. I mean, I feel like Sterix plus Triforce, like on an Aurelia, for instance, is actually very strong. But anyway, and weak on everyone else. Or balanced on most champions, but overpowered on Triforce champions. Okay, that is true. Breaking this synergy allows Sterix to become a situational item for a much wider variety of champions. Okay, cool. And then you have the Ravenous Hydra and the Titanic Hydra. So what do they do for here? I mean, not only is it cheaper, but it just gives you a little bit less AD, which is fine. Thank goodness at least they did something right here. So that's just like a rough demonstration, I guess. I want to show you guys of what Riot was kind of saying about the changes. So that's an example of the Atma's Reckoning item, right, and what it can do. In my opinion, I absolutely hate items like Atma's Reckoning. I hate items like Titanic Hydra. I hate items that reward you with AD for building a lot of HP or tankiness stats, which it's just counterproductive. Like, you build one or the other. You shouldn't be able to get both off of one item. In this case, you're getting both off of one item. You're getting defensive stats. You build more defensive stats with, you know, maybe a Black Cleaver and like a single damage item, and you're getting, it's like, here you go, here's a bunch of damage. Just, I don't see why they do that. Anyways, that's that item. Let's go on to the next, or the other kind of new item, which was the spear. Something spear, Shojin spear. Spear of Shojin. So again, reiterating, if you already forgot what this item does exactly. It does the following, you know, for 3,000 gold, 65 AD, 200 health, 10% CDR. Again, very similar to Black Cleaver, right? Very, very similar. A little bit less stats overall, but I mean, it's very similar. Obviously, you get more AD, but you get a little bit less HP and CDR, and they cost the same amount, right? But you get a really, really good passive effect, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, Black Cleaver's passive is also very good, but this is also pretty good. Reduce champion damage from champion attacks and abilities by 10 plus 15% of bonus health. Actually, wait, speaking of which, what if you just get both? If you just get both of these items, you have the best of both worlds and you're hard to kill. Wait, this is, okay, that could be actually pretty OP. Even on Zed, if you play Zed and you go Dustblade of Drakthar plus this and this, you have 40% CDR, you have a lot of damage, and you're actually really hard to kill. Wait, this actually could be broken as hell on champions like Zed and Talon. But anyways, reduce damage from champion attacks and abilities by 10 plus, you know, 50% attack. And when you're near 3 enemy champions, that's what you get, right? So let's test out the first part of it. Reduce damage from champion attacks and abilities, or rather, oh, that's just the passive. Sorry, my bad. You have to have 3 things. Okay, so let's spawn 3. Let's see how it looks like. Right? Spawn an enemy dummy, spawn. Okay, now we have 3 of them. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, okay, let's take that off, actually. Hold on. Right, it has, okay, the cooldown is very, very long. I will give it that. It is a very long cooldown, but I'm blocking 118 damage per hit for 6 seconds. Per hit. 118 per hit. That is absolutely... wow. Okay, so let's go for a full build. Let's go look at a normal build again on Riven, right? So what would you normally get? Assuming that the other item doesn't exist, right? Let's say you have Dustblade this time instead. You have a Black Cleaver. Let's say you go for a Guardian's Angel, right? That's not out of the question whatsoever for a Riven player. And let's just say you go Death's Dance too, because why not? Honestly, why not? Right? So now what do you have? You have 400 AD, just casually, right? You casually have 400 AD. You pop your ultimate, you have 408 AD. You proc this, and now... actually, let's spin this off one. And now I'm blocking 194 damage per hit for 6 seconds. I mean, that's pretty good. Like, I'm doing a lot of damage. I'm doing more than enough damage as Riven right now, for instance. Even Zed, like, I'm not even trying to defend Zed. Like, this Lewis, I think this might actually be pretty OP on Zed as well. Yeah, you can just tank so much in teamfights. Like, you're literally a tank while also doing as much damage as like probably the highest damage person on the enemy team. It's pretty overpowered. I don't know. That's just what I think about this item, guys. I mean, again, I want you to let me know down below what you think about these items as well. Again, Spear of the Shojin and Atma's Reckoning or something like that, I think they're pretty overpowered. I really do, especially Atma's. I think these items are insanely good. I don't like these kind of items in League of Legends personally. Again, that's just a personal opinion. I want to hear what you guys think about them down below as well, and what do you think about these items and if they're good or bad. I think they're overpowered. I really do. If you combine this with Black Cleaver and, like, you know, other defensive items, both of the items, Atma's and Spear of Shojin, you're doing a lot of damage, and you're going to be very, very tanky and hard to kill. So I can see assassins abusing these items, still doing their assassin damage, because they'll still have like Dustblade or something. They'll still have like a Last Whisper instead of maybe a Guardian's Angel or something. You'll still have the Black Cleaver. You'll still have a huge Batman penetration. You'll still have huge damage. You'll still assassinate your target, but you'll also be much more difficult to kill now, all thanks to, for instance, Spear of Shojin. So that's what I think. But again, guys, you know, let me know down below what you think. Make sure to share this video with your friends and let everyone else see these two items coming out, and, you know, what they can actually maybe do for League of Legends, and probably not in a good way. But yeah, all in all, guys, I thank you all so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you for the next video. Peace, peace, peace.